Alright class, Ryan again, and we're going to continue with exercise 5-114 with the second part, which says prepare a three-dimensional sketch of the object. Now they don't tell you how that needs to be produced, so I'll give you the option of hand sketching on the isometric graph paper, which you can download and print off the internet, or you can do it within AutoCAD. So here's the file that I did in our last tutorial. This was reproducing the front view and top view from the book, and then also adding in the right view. And now we're going to go back to model space and generate an isometric view of all of these. So if you remember from one of our previous tutorials, you do that by turning on ISO draft. If you don't have that, hit your 3-button customization bar to turn that on, and F5 will cycle us between our different views. Make sure you hit F8 and have your orthographic lock on as well. So here we go. It's going to be a little bit challenging, but I think we can pull it off. So we'll start by drawing a line. We'll start from the inner upper corner, if you will. So we'll come over 30, up 10, back 50, come straight down. What did I say this was? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Straight forward, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. We'll come straight up, the thickness of 20. Straight over, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And C, enter to close it. So that's kind of what the rough face would look like before we add anything to it. And I'm going to, make this as easy as possible. Do CO to copy, select all those objects, enter, and I've hit F5, so I'm working on the flat face now. I've got ortho on, and I'm going to drag it to the right, the thickness of 50, and then delete away these two back lines so I don't get confused. Hopefully you're with me. And then these lines, actually just those upper, actually probably just that one there, I'll copy over another 15. And I can kind of look back and forth at my drawings to keep my bearings. So this top piece I can connect all the way across. Oops, L, enter, pick your first point and your last point, and then space again. All right. I connect those dots as well while I'm at it. This line I don't think I'll need. That line I'm going to leave for now. And these will get deleted later when I add my rounded end with the radius here, but I'll add them. It's kind of like manufacturing, right? You start with a solid part for deductive manufacturing, and then you machine away materials. So we'll kind of take that approach here. All right, so this side looks good, other than that line needs to be all the way down. Okay, so I think we've kind of obeyed what we've seen. For the top view, we need to take a radius here. So you need an ellipse. ELL is ellipse. And then while you're in the command, you can hit I for iso circle or hit down to iso circle and hit enter. And it says specify the midpoint, which I cannot get, so I'm going to escape out because that line is the full length. So I need another line that's just from there to there so I can find the midpoint. So ellipse, down to iso circle, there's the correct midpoint, and I believe that's a radius of 20. And that looks right. Trim, TR, enter. Pick that line as a trimming point, hit enter, trim away what's left. TR, enter, and I can kind of pick away at this guy as well. Just like that. Trim away those extra lines. So I think that looks about right. Now I can CO to copy. We'll have edge lines at the edges of that shape. And L, enter. Bear with me, my computer's locking up. imagine your computer may be having issues as well. Oh, it's the pesky F1 key. When I was doing this a number of years ago, as my day job, I actually ripped the F1 key off of my keyboard because it slows everything down if you accidentally hit F1. L enter, finish that line. There we go. Now over here, if I look at my front view, I've got it coming over and then straight down. So, what's going on now? I'm going to do a line from here to there. Oops. Control Z in the middle of the command if you need to. Here to there. That looks right. I don't think I'll see that one, so I'm going to erase that one. Trim that one away. And as I view it, again, this is kind of up to our interpretation with this drawing. I think I can come over 15 and straight up and call that good as far as what it looks like. I'm going to copy this arc, half of a circle straight down. That looks good. TR, enter, enter. Trim away what's left and erase what's left. TR, enter, enter. Get that out of there. That looks pretty good. Then we'll connect the back inner corner like so. So we're still obeying what we see here. We've got the top like we see here. Boy, I think we're in pretty good shape with our base shape. Now we need to do our through hole and our radiuses. So I believe I can do I do a fillet with an ISO? Let me see here. I probably could do a fillet, but with being in perspective, we'll just do it and I'll show you that I don't think it's going to work. It's a radius of 25. Yeah. And it's not proportionate because it's thinking that we're working in a regular rectilinear 2D view. So to properly get that, we'll have to do an ellipse. And we'll have to go down to ISO circle. The center point is not here, but I'm going to make it here. And the radius is 25. So that's our starting point. Now I'm going to move it from... I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to click off in space. And I'm going to drag it that way with my ortho on and move it 25, which is half the distance. There we go. That's what I'm after. TR, enter, enter, delete what's behind. CO to copy that guy down. And I don't have to be on the line with the base point. I can go from here to here. And it drops her down. Now I can trim away all this extra line work, right? We don't need any of that. Delete that guy out, delete that guy out. We will need a line from here to here. TR, enter, enter, trim away that stuff. That looks pretty slick right there. I think that's about what we're like. Now for our through bore, remember that's a radius of 10. I can do a ellipse. I for ISO. Center point is there. Radius is 10. And then we have another one. I can copy it that way. 10, 20, 10, 20, 35 over. Just like so. And always copy them down. Sometimes you'll see the edge of that hole. So if I go from, say, here to here, that's the thickness. In this case, you won't see the bottom. So you don't need to show those down below, but sometimes you can see the bottom. All right, now our last through hole is on the back. I don't know if we'll even see it, but let's go ahead and try. This is a diameter of 20 or a radius of 10, so we'll do ellipse. Oops, I got to change this, so I hit F5, so I'm working on the correct plane. We'll go from this midpoint, radius 10. Oops, and I screwed up. Undo that. What did I forget to do? I did it again. Before we even start the command, we got to pick ISO circle. Then we pick our point. There we go. That makes the circle appear proportionately correct. The radius is 10. All right, now we'll move it over. And the distance is 1025 over. And you will see just a little bit of it. Yeah, glad I did that. So we'll trim away. I'm going to use those as my trim points, just like you see here. And now we see just enough of that back hole. So there's our 3D view of the object. Do a quick double check to make sure everything matches what our orthographic views had presented, and it appears that they do. So I'm going to move this guy over a little bit closer to the others. Now I'll go back to my multi-view and I can add in paper space text that says Isometric View. Now when you're done, go to a save as. We'll save this. You can save it as the same file. I'm going to make it a different file so I stay organized. This is part B, and you're all set. That's a pretty tough one, so do your best. Good luck to you. Email with questions.